For those of you who watched my channel trailer, you might have seen a more creative expression of what this channel is about. But this right here is going to be the 500-foot view of why I'm doing the videos that I'm doing, and specifically what my focus is going to be going forward. You might be wondering, well, your videos are about mental health and creative projects and expressing yourself and identity. And why am I talking about inflation and recession and home values and stuff like that? Well, this is going to be your explanation because I know you are looking for one. A little bit of background. I'm currently living in a 1911 Edwardian house in a mid-sized United States city. I moved here in 2005, so I've been in this house for about 16 years. The neighborhood that I bought in was economically in transition at that point. There's since been a fair amount of gentrification, especially in the last couple of years, where I've seen a lot of turnover in my neighbors because they just can't resist selling their houses. Their houses are worth a ton more money than when they bought. We've all kind of seen this. This is just the economy as of the last few years, where stuff just explodes and you're wondering what is driving this crazy growth in real estate. Me, I just kind of ignored it all and said, you know what? I just like living in the city. I like living in this neighborhood. I'm going to stay here. Things kind of changed in the last couple years to couple months, where the plan was that my partner and I were going to move in together in here beginning in June of this year. And then something awful happened several months ago. Her apartment that she lives in completely flooded and destroyed her house, made it completely unlivable. She is renting, and this happened right around the time that all the supply chain issues started happening, and made it into a really prolonged nightmare. If you have to gut a third of a house to make it inhabitable and then repair it in time for someone to move in, any other time it might take 12 weeks or so. Well, this project just finished right around the 7-month mark because of all the supply chain issues and contractors just being in demand like crazy. Stuff didn't come together in time, and so she ended up moving in with me a lot earlier than planned. We are acknowledging that we need a bigger house. For the longest time, this house was big enough for me. You've seen the amount of animals I have. You've seen I have kids, pets, 2 adults, and we are what home decorating people affectionately call maximalists. So we've got a lot of stuff, antiques and whatnot. We just need a bigger place. This house right now is about 1,700 square foot. As of last October or November, we kind of started just seeing what was out there as far as real estate. This was a time where real estate was just really stupid if you're trying to buy a house. Real estate values were really overinflated. You saw a lot of cash offers. People were coming up with stupid amounts of cash to buy houses. The other portion of us who were just casually looking and hoping to buy a house were just like, what's going on? Where is all this cash coming from? That right there is kind of why I worry about the real estate market right now, because these situations aren't permanent, and I think there's going to be a value correction coming up. If you're curious about how this fits in with the rest of my channel so far, I've included some Easter eggs in some of my other videos, which, check out the links up at the top of the screen. I'll give you some hints about what we've been doing in our real estate search so far. But long story short, we fell in love with this place. It was on the market for a little bit, and then it was off the market. There was some funny business with the real estate agent pulling out, the seller's real estate agent pulling out. We thought our dream house was not happening. I got a bug in me and decided I was going to reach out to the homeowner and just see if there are any more possibilities. He emailed me back and said we could look into some seller financing options. That really kind of pumped me up because obviously this house might be doable now. So the whole time I knew that a lot of what was going to happen was going to hinge on my current house and the shape that it's in. Now, the mental health component, obviously, I have struggled over the years and I let a lot of projects go, or I started some projects around the house and they only got half finished. So now is crunch time. Now is really when I need to finish those projects. Where we're at right now, we're a little concerned because supposedly this dream house of ours has another cash offer with seller financing. It could be the seller bluffing to get more money out of us, or it could be a legitimate cash offer. Crazy things are happening in the real estate market right now. So I'm trying to get what's known as a HELOC loan, or home equity line of credit, on my current property to reinvest in the new property. A HELOC loan requires an appraisal. My house isn't ready for an appraisal. You talk about crunch time. I am desperately trying to get these projects finished now. At any point, this home inspector could come in and say, well, you've got a lot of work to do. I'm sorry, your home really isn't worth what you thought it was worth. There goes my chances of getting any kind of money for an additional cash offer on this new property. On top of that, I've got the pressure of inflation weighing on my mind. This could mess up everything as far as interest rates, as far as my ability to get a loan. This could also snowball into a housing market correction, which could change the value of the house. My plan is centering around housing values and being able to refinance the new house in a year. And if I find out in a year that this house isn't worth what it was, what I paid for it now, I'm not going to have the equity that I was counting on. That's really going to ruin my plans. Oh yeah, recession. I just started hearing talk this morning on the radio about recession. There's one more added layer of complication. A lot of people, when they think recession, they think, oh, my stocks are going to go down. My real worry about a recession is other people's money. I have worked for years in the nonprofit sector. Nonprofits rely principally on the generosity of others in donations, and nothing dries up quicker than donation income during a recession, especially in the beginning when people are reprioritizing how they're going to spend their money, what they're going to do for charity. Worst case scenario, housing values go down, my income dries up, and we aren't moving to a bigger house. And I'm struggling to pay the mortgage on a house that's too small for 2 adults, 3 kids, 3 dogs, a cat, and a bird. TLDR Cliff Notes version. I need to get working on housing projects right away. I need to press fast forward on some of my future plans, and I need to figure out our 5-year plan in the next 5 months. What that means for you, dear viewer, is you're going to see a lot more of my home improvement stuff. You're going to see a lot more goals and really just hustling to get stuff done. I'm really hoping that if you're watching this, you might relate to it a little bit. If you're a renter and you're hoping that maybe you might be able to afford a home in the near future, let me know in the comments. If you own a home and you're worried about its value, or you're trying to buy a home somewhere, let me know. I'd love to start a discussion about this. We've been talking about inflation for a little while, and it doesn't seem to want to fix itself. I just started hearing the rumors about recession again, and I want to know how that affects you. I want to know, are you worried about this stuff? Should I be talking about this stuff more? In a past life, in a past career, I was a financial counselor, and I'm using a lot of those tips and tricks to inform my decisions going forward in the next couple of months to a year, especially when it comes to my credit. I've had to deal with credit checks and credit scores more than anyone is ever comfortable in the last few weeks. to a couple months, and just being able to improve my credit to the point where any of this is possible is maddening. I know that the credit system that we have going in this country is really awful for some people. And I want to know in the comments if you think that being able to help fix credit is something you want to talk about, or improving your financial goals, that sort of thing, because I know a bit about this stuff and I can definitely talk about it a little bit more. All that being said, this is the big picture. This is the 500-foot view of where my channel is going to go in the next couple of months. Please like the video if you think that discussing this stuff is helpful. Please comment if this applies to you in any way, or if you want me to talk about anything more on this channel, or if you just like keeping up with my renovation and projects. Until then, I'll keep on working and I'll take you along the way. See you next time.